Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Zenless Zone Zero reaction. Today we have FURYON as requested by Kamal Ranandra. Apparently, I need to get to this one. A lot of people wanted me to get to this one, over 100, and a lot of people replying to that comment requesting it, saying, yeah, definitely, let's get to this one. So I'll be listening to this one, much like the last one I got to. I am not going to be watching the video alongside of it. I'm just going to listen to the music and try to make what I can of it there. I know a lot of people on the last video were like, you should watch the video with it, but for me, that's almost partially distracting. I like to just hear the music and see if it can tell me the story on its own, so I'm gonna do that this time again, and without further ado, let's go!
I feel it rising within me.
Ooh.
I can feel it taking a hold. Some kind of fire in the fury.
Ooh.
Yo, it's a new awakening. I've only just begun.
Oh man.
Everything you thought was dead, gonna be reborn. Can you feel the heat? Here I come, you were warned. Built like a weapon, time to reckon with the force. I think it's time you see the truth. Igniting the fury, the powers that be. Time to see a different side of me. It's about to blow. Feel the madness taking hold.
Ooh. Okay.
The front lines waiting for you now. No, we're never backing down. Feel vengeance shake.
That is a fire hook. It's familiar,
One shot to burn it all down.
but it hits real hard.
One shot to burn it all down. One shot, burn it down. Only got one shot, one shot. One shot, burn it down. Yeah, burn it all down. Some say it feels like a nightmare. Some say it looks like a vision.
A sliding bass in there. That's delicious. I really like the vocal processing in there too, the vocal layering. It's got such a good kick to it. Ooh. Oh, breakdown section? Yep. Could feel that coming.
Breathing in a revolution, know that I will rise.
Ooh, good harmony in there.
Come with me, run with the shadows. Come with me, dance in the flames. We're coming out of the ashes. Wanna play a dangerous game. Come with me, run with the shadows. Come with me, dance in the flames. We're coming out of the
And build up to more of the same.
It's about to blow. Feel the madness taking hold.
Ooh, they kind of cranked it a little bit more.
Waiting for you now.
Gave it a little bit of extra spice on the final time through. Good call. Not too much of a difference, but enough of a difference that it makes it feel a little bit more alive in the mix there. All right, okay. Hell yeah. Now this one did sound familiar, like I said. I think this might be from the same producer that did Lighter's EP. It sounds so much like that, even down to maybe being in the same key. But like some of the synths in there were very similar, if not exactly the same, and it wouldn't shock me to find out that this is the same producer. Again, that's kind of why I said, that's like part of why I said that it was familiar. Now the other reason is something that might get me in trouble with some of the community, but it does kind of remind me a lot of the League of Legends sound. You know what I'm talking about. I don't have to explain that too deeply. You could probably hear it if you understand what I'm talking about. It's not that it's a bad thing to use that key and those progressions, but that progression, it's something that the League of Legends producers have a stranglehold over in the video game scene. And again, that doesn't mean that this song is any lesser because of it. It just means that it ends up sounding familiar as a result. result. I really would not be surprised if this producer was either highly influenced by that sound or has even worked on the game before. I don't know how deep this composer's repertoire goes, obviously, but at the same time, it's like, whoa, it sounds really familiar, so I would not be shocked there. But also on top of that, there are some things about this song that are kind of a bummer to me. Like, I almost feel it's too safe. And that doesn't mean that it's bad, because like this hook, fire. This has a great hook. Not trying to minimize that accomplishment at all, but also I feel like it was very formulaic, even down to the point where I called out where it was going to do a breakdown section. And that's something that, while thematically appropriate in a lot of cases, is just something that's very formulaic. It's, hey, we want to get people hyped, then we want to have a little bit of a breakdown to make sure that you understand that we're a little bit more personal. And it's like, okay. And then you just crank right back in on that final. Again, good that they kind of spiced up that last refrain for the chorus, but it wasn't enough of a change for me to go like, whoa, they actually did something different. They didn't change anything. It was just kind of the same exact progression that we've had up to that point. And again, while that's definitely thematically appropriate in a lot of cases, especially songs like this where the core of it, lyrically, musically, same thing for Lighter's EP, it's just supposed to get you kind of pumped up, and that's basically the long and short of it. There's really no deeper meaning to it a lot of the time, and where a lot of that tends to land in the visuals for this game especially. I don't know if that's the case for this song, because it didn't even allude to much of anything else in the lyrics. It kind of did, but like not anything nearly as deep as like Lighters did, and even for that, I've seen the video since, and that went way deeper on the character's story, and it really didn't reference much of that in the song. So it's just something that I've noticed about, I guess, this producer specifically, just off the few songs, they're predictable, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad song. It just means that they're playing it safe, and they're going for a very convenient path, which is sometimes the safest path. And sometimes that safe path is the most sensible path, and I don't want to minimize the approach to it at all. This is, like I said, a really good hook, generally a fire track, and could easily end up on a lot of people's playlists. I could definitely add this to my own, just because it's got that like, oh hell yeah, let's do this sort of backbone to it. But also, just looking at it analytically, there's not much beef to this. There's not a lot of meat on the bone here. It's just a generically badass electro song, and that's about it. You know, it's just sometimes that happens. But again, at the same time, while I've said my piece about this, and I do think it's a little bit lackluster in the like the details department, I suppose, there's not too much happening in the production or anything. It's pretty safe. That doesn't mean it's a bad song. It hits the exact mark it's aiming for. It gets that fire in your soul. It beats you across the head with a little bit of energy. It just gets you worked up and pumped up for what you're about to do, or the people you're about to play and who it's supposed to reflect. It works for that. It plays to itself and its goal perfectly well, and I think as far as that goes, the song serves its purpose. But just when you get down to the technicalities of it, there's very little left here to like really dissect and try to figure out. So while a banger for sure, is also a very safe banger without much else going for it when it comes to the technical approach. So I guess that's really about all I gotta say on this one. This video might end up being a little bit shorter than I anticipated, but that happens sometimes when there's just not a lot to get into. When there's not much to dissect, you get a shorter video out of it from me. So hopefully you like the video anyway. If you have another song from Zenless you want me to get to, by all means drop in the comments below, and I will be having my animation analysis to Martial Summit Showdown probably next week. So if you're excited for that, that's going to maybe be my longest like full scripted animation analysis yet. So hopefully you're excited for that, and that'll be around soon. But otherwise, if you just enjoyed this video and you want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that. And I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!